Hi everyone, it's great to see you. Today I'm going to be tackling the last piece of gardening that needs to be done close to the new stonework that was put down. And that's this area right up against our shed. It has a few weeds that have come in. It's very shady here. And I actually still need to run a soaker hose along here, but I have some of the beautiful Coleus that I have grown from seeds. They need to get in the ground. This is the last of them. So I'm going to put those in here. I have a beautiful Zephyrin Durand rose that I planted last year. Remember, this is one of the kinds that can take some shade. I don't know if it can take this much shade or not, so we will see if it blooms this year. I have a couple clematis that have been eaten twice already by the bunnies, and we'll see if they come back. But I think that we just need to get a little color over here, get it mulched, sort of have it finished up for now. Okay, let's take a minute to talk about what I'm going to be planting. So I have all these Coleus that I've grown from seed. They're getting pretty big. I could actually even pinch them back a bit more. Here's where I pinched it the last time. That's pretty impressive. I'm going to space these out. Great for shade. I think they'll be very happy here, and they'll give us some of that reddish color. I also have one of the stained glass hosta here, and I'm actually going to divide this. So sometimes, if you're lucky enough, when you purchased your hosta and they're large like this from a nursery and they're in dirt, there are many times that you'll find you can actually separate them. So I'm going to take this out, and if you look, there are different fans of hosta here. And I can very carefully break this apart. Okay, so I was able to get this part with some roots. I'll plant that. This piece is pretty tight. I'm just going to wiggle them gently and see. Now you could take a sharp knife. You could separate these, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I have my root slayer spade, so it has a sharp part, and I'm just going to go in between the fans. So, you probably just saw Dan and I move this beautiful big ceramic planter from back behind some trees over here. This one was in the garden when we moved in, and last year we discovered that one of the in-ground sprinklers, when it popped up, just like sprayed the side of this, and it didn't do any good. So the person who works on our irrigation system said, you gotta move the planter. Didn't know where I'd put it. We ended up moving it to this corner because underneath here is just gravel. There is no good planting dirt here. And it would be nice to have something bright. So the past few years I noticed there was a fern that was tucked behind some bushes. It only had like one frond. It wasn't doing well. Last year I figured, well, hey, nobody can even see it where it is. If it was doing well, I'd dig it up and put it somewhere else. And this year it came back as an ostrich fern, really, really big. I just broke a few of the fronds as I dug it up. But unfortunately I had moved it to a place where it would not do justice to an ostrich fern. Ostrich ferns gets pretty big, but I love how bright it is, and ostrich ferns actually usually do very well in planters. So I think that this would be a great piece to add. It'll give some height here. I think they get to be like 5 feet tall. Like ostrich ferns are large, like ostriches. So I think I'm going to add this in and then put some begonias in front and really liven up this corner. Now I took quite a bit of dirt when I dug this up, trying to keep as much intact as I can. But, you know, probably for this year, it's going to suffer a little bit. Ostrich ferns are known for not liking to be transplanted. In fact, a lot of times when you transplant an ostrich fern, it just drops all its leaves, dies completely back down. So don't panic if that happens to you. It will come back. They overall are really hardy. So in a minute, I'm going to clip the fronds that I've broken here, and it should do fine by next year. It'll be a transition year for this ostrich fern. Let me go get the begonias I'm going to add in. Beautiful. Take a look at these. Oh my goodness. I love nonstop begonias. So these are proven selections by the proven winners. This is nonstop pink tuberous begonia, and they are just gorgeous. They look like roses. They are bright. I'm going to put 3 of them in here. These get pretty big. They can get like 12 to 18 inches. So 3 of them might not look like a ton at the moment, but come fall, they will have filled in beautifully. And remember, with the tuberous begonias, my bunnies don't bother them, which I love. And you just get that continuous flowering, which is something that, you know, the best of perennial gardeners, those perennials, they have their moment where they look great, but keeping that color going all the time is really difficult. So filling in with an annual like a begonia is fabulous. Okay, let's take out those pieces of the ostrich fern. That looks sad. And some of it was from when I trampled it a little earlier this season too, but that's okay. Just the broken pieces. So we're a little shy on that side because I had broken those, but they will come back. This one, oh, I like that. There's just something peaceful about ferns that are great in a shade corner. So I'm going to step back here so we can see how this whole section turned out. Okay, so we're planted up and it looks a whole lot better than it did with just a few weeds in there. What I have here I have mainly the Coleus that I grew from seed, a whole bunch of different varieties. I put the smaller ones in front of the rows down there and then some of the taller ones down the end. I also have 4 of the divisions of the stained glass hosta. 2 on this side and 2 down there. Now they get pretty big and they are perennials, so those will be coming back each year. Of course the bunnies do love to eat them. I'm hoping since the bunnies don't like the Coleus, that will sort of keep them away, but I don't have a lot of hope for that. My bunnies are very smart. Then I have in the center my Zephyrin Durand Rose, the 2 Clematis, and this one actually is doing pretty well over here. These are Charmaine Regal Clematis, a beautiful, deep sort of cranberry color. And then finally, way down the end, I have my planted up planter here with our beautiful ostrich fern, although it's slightly off center because I had to trim it, but that's okay, we'll get over that. And those lovely non-stop tuberous begonias in the pink color. So, whew, and it is hot out here today. It's good to have this project done. The mulch always just gives it that final touch to feel like you really have finished off an area. Hopefully that even though it's hot, this looks nice and cool as people walk by. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.